Here's kind of a cool story about daylight savings time in Utila. Many years ago, we were running a dive shop on Utila, and the captains didn't want to change time. They said, "How can you change time?" Which is kind of they're they're right. So when the captains were supposed to be there with the boats at 7 o'clock in the morning, they said they didn't want to be on the new time. So we had to keep two time zones and tell the local captains that they needed to be there at 6 on the old time, which was 7 on the new time, and it got really confusing. What also happened was that the sun rises maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and it sets around 5:30 to 6:30 throughout the year. It just changes a little bit. So daylight savings time doesn't mean anything. So what was happening on the mainland is people started to have to get up in the dark in order to get to work, because here people go to work or school at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's because it's so hot. So get off earlier. And I guess in the past, they used to have a siesta or they'd close their businesses between 12 and 1. Doesn't happen so much anymore. But they were getting up, and there were stories in the paper that people were getting mugged on the way to work because it was still dark. So they tried it for a little while. I think it's probably about 1 month, and then they gave up and they never did it again. So why am I telling you this? Because everybody else changes time zones, or everybody else changes their time for daylight savings time right now, springing forward at 2 o'clock this morning. However, we don't. But how does that affect us? Well, if you're arranging any calls with people from other parts of the world, they'll say, we were 2 hours behind before, and now we're only 1 hour behind, or 1 hour forward. I don't remember. All I know is that I have a little piece of paper taped to my whiteboard that says between March and November, we are now on Mountain Time. And between November and March, we're on Central Standard Time. So keep in mind that our time stays the same, but if everybody else changes, then the difference between our two times is going to be different too. Hope that helps.